everyone, you're welcome back to How to Conference YouTube channel. How are you doing today? Tell me you're great. Okay, today I want us to see how we can manage stress. Of course, everybody at every point in time is faced with a stressful situation. Even babies are. Of course, they cry when they're faced with stressful situations. Could be hunger, could be thirst, could be hits. But everybody at every point in time is faced with a stressful situation. What actually is stress? Stress is the way your body responds to high demands or tension. Emotional, could be emotional tension, could be physical tension, but the way your body responds, the adjustment or the changes that occur within you in order to respond, in order to handle situations, extreme situations, is what is known as stress. The way your body responds to highly demanding situations. Now, what are the types of stress? Stress could come as eustress or distress. Now, eustress when it comes with a positive impact, and distress when it comes with a negative impact. Let's look at the major types of stress. We have the acute stress, we have chronic stress. Now, when can you say stress is acute? Stress is acute when the stressful situation lasts only for a short while. But chronic when the stressful situation lasts for long. Could be for weeks, for months, but whereby the stressor, that's the factor causing the stress, the situation lasts for long, then the stress is acute. And acute stress is harmful. Normally stress is not harmful, it's harmless. It helps build you up psychologically. But when it lasts for too long, it becomes harmful to the health. Let's look at the causes of stress. Stress could be caused externally or internally. We talk about the external factors. We talk about noise. We talk about jobs of high demands. We talk about bereavement. We talk about a dysfunctional family. We talk about marital problems. We talk about major life changes, transitions. Such factors, such situations could be stressful. Now let's look at internal stresses. We talk about rigidity. Some people are not flexible in their ways, and that could be a stressful situation. That could be a stressful factor. We talk about being pessimistic. Of course, if you're the type that you're always saying the negative aspects of things, you will definitely not flow fine. We talk about talking yourself down. If you're the type that talks yourself down always, you will, trust me, you're not going to be happy. You're going to encounter unhappiness, and that is what stress brings. We have so many factors. Stress also could be perceptual, because one situation that seems stressful to me may not seem stressful to another person. Maybe coming out to talk in front of a congregation may feel so heavy on me, but that could be what keeps some other person going. So you see where stress is perceptual now. I could say, oh, this, I can't do this. No, if you want me to do this, you kill me. You kill me instead. Well, some other person feels fine doing it. So stress actually could be perceptual too. Okay, let's look at the symptoms of stress. Now, when you're faced with this stressful situation, you're going to exhibit several signs and symptoms. Your body is going to make certain adjustments, and then just to manage the situation. And those adjustments could be physical, could be emotional, could be behavioral. Let's look at the physical aspect. Physically, sweating. You begin to sweat when you're faced with a stressful situation, and then you lose appetite. There could be loss of appetite when you're faced with a stressful situation. We have headaches. Some people are faced with headaches, serious headaches. We talk about pain. Could have pain at the back. You could have pain at the chest. Some begin to have stomach upset. Some begin to have bladder irritation. You begin to urinate every second. So many things happen. This is because the body, being faced with a stressful situation, is flooded with hormones to manage the stress. Yeah, the body has its defense mechanism. The body becomes flooded with hormones. We talk about adrenaline, we could talk about non-adrenaline, we talk about cortisol. These are stress hormones. They help manage the stress. So by the time these hormones are released in their amounts into the body system, then you begin to exhibit the symptoms. Let's look at the emotional symptoms. We talk about anxiety. You become anxious, immediately become anxious, become agitated, you become irritable, you could feel dizzy, you could become forgetful, and so many other things. Let's look at the behavioral. We talk about craving. Some people at the time when they are faced with stressful situations, whether acute or chronic, you begin to crave for one thing or the other. You just begin to feel like taking one thing. Probably you've not there's something you don't like, but at that point or during that period, you become fixed to this thing, you become glued to this particular food. We talk about isolation too. Some people at that time, they just don't want to see anybody, they want to be alone, they want to stay indoors, they lock up themselves and they're there. There could be increase in appetite too. You at that time, for some people you feel like eating more, for some people you don't feel like eating anything. There's the aspect of individual differences still comes in. Okay, those are the symptoms. Now let's talk about the danger associated with stress. When I was talking about the types of stress, I mentioned the acute and the chronic, and I said that the chronic is the bad stress. The chronic is the one that brings negative health impacts on you. Chronic because it lasts long, and of course we know everything works fine in moderation. But whereby you're anxious for a period of a month, you're depressed, you're isolated for a period of a month, then depression will definitely come. Okay, let's look at 5 health dangers associated with stress. Number 1 is obesity. Yeah, I mentioned that some people during the period of their stress, they feel like eating, they eat more, some eat less. Now, of course, when you eat less, okay, because you're faced with a stressful situation, you don't feel like taking anything, you just don't want to be there, you feel like you should starve. For some, that is when they feel like eating more. Of course, it's a defense mechanism. You feel maybe when they eat, then they can forget the sorrow, just do what keeps you happy. So there's likely to be obesity. On the other extreme, there's likely to be severe emaciation during the period of stress. And this comes as a result of chronic stress. And this is bad. There could be cardiovascular problems. It could be heart attack. Because by the time there's a persistent increase, one of the symptoms is increase in blood pressure and pulse rates. So by the time there's a steady increase in blood pressure, you could go down with heart attack, you could go down with hypertension, you could settle at hypertension. Because when your blood pressure keeps increasing for a period of 1 month, then the worst is set to come. High blood pressure, we talked about heart attack, we've talked about obesity. Now there could be depression. Of course, depression is not when you become depressed, then you need to go to the hospital and definitely be on drugs. Depression is not a good situation at all, because in a depressed state, you're likely to do anything. You're likely to commit suicide. You're just likely to go wrong. So when your stress stays for long, with chronic stress, you could go down with depression. And then you need to visit the hospital. You need to be on antidepressants, and you know what that means. Diabetes is one of them. Now, these people, the people that eat more when they are faced with stressful situations, of course, when you eat more, your blood glucose level is kept high. It's just going. when they eat more, especially if there's craving to, your blood glucose level keeps increasing. And chronic stress, of course, means stress for a period of a week or two or even a month. And if your glucose level keeps increasing for a period of 31 days, you're bound to go down with diabetes. So we've talked about depression, we've talked about obesity, we've talked about high blood pressure, we've talked about heart attack, we've talked about diabetes. There are many more, but let's just look at this 5. So we need to manage our stress. We need to know how to not allow our stress overwhelm us or take us to the extreme, the negative extreme of our health. We just need to manage our stress. Now let's look at those strategies that could help us manage our stress. What are those measures we can institute to help relieve our stress or manage our stress? Number 1, get moving. What do you want to do? Do you want to walk? Do you want to dance? Do you want to swim? Do you want to jog? Do you want to run? Regular exercise has been found to relieve stress. It has been found to uplift your mood. So just go more active, become more active, and you'll be helping your mood. Number 2, get connected to others. You just need someone to talk to. If the only person you have to talk to is the source of your stress, then go create more healthy relationships, because you need to talk to someone to feel relieved. When you have a burden and you share, of course you feel relieved. You can agree with me. Number 3, engage your senses. What is it you do and feel more relaxed when you do? Is it when you smell ground coffee? Is it when you listen to cool music? Is it when you see a movie? Just find out what works better for you and get engaged. Number 3, learn to relax. There are measures of relaxation. We talk about yoga, we talk about meditation, deep breathing. Just find out which one you feel better and more comfortable with and practice to help your mood. Eat healthy. That's number 4. And number 5, eat healthy. When you stuff yourself with refined sugars, carbohydrates, less protein, less fruits and vegetables, you'll be doing yourself more harm than good. Get on with fresh fruits, more fresh fruits and vegetables, and high quality protein, and then you will help your mood. These foods have been found to help moods. Just do this and then you'll feel better. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video. I remain Nesmary Michael, your host. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe in order to not miss any video. And please turn on your post notification bells to receive fresh videos every Friday. Thank you. See you next Friday.